Fortnite's item shop. Your one-stop shop for all in-game cosmetics. You can find all the latest skins, back blings, harvesting tools, gliders, emotes, you name it, Fortnite's item shop might have it. At the time of filming, Fortnite's released over 1,200 skins, but I could pick out 3 item shop skins, and there will be at least one that you desperately want, but cannot obtain. Ready? Now, I know what you're thinking. Reflex and Rogue Agent? Yes, Reflex and Rogue Agent were in the item shop. After showing you these skins, you probably wish to own 1, 2, or all 3. Why do we want them so badly? As I stated earlier, Fortnite is over 1,200 skins. Some of them are reskins of popular characters, there are other celebrities, and overall, way cooler skins. However, most people are still drawn to these ones. I would like to explore and understand why players want rare skins. Before talking about Fortnite skins, let's talk about the real world. Fashion, food, work, travel, and relationships. You see all of what I mentioned in the palm of your hand, your phone. You see people living lives that are better than yours. You see your friends out at parties that you were not invited to. You see your friend buying the latest console or the new game that dropped yesterday. You see your friends garnering thousands of views due to the latest trend on social media. How are you feeling? Anxious? Envy? Or regretful? This is a type of psychological phenomenon that you have experienced before. Fear of missing out, or FOMO for short. The fear of missing out hits some people a lot harder than others. Now, cut back to Fortnite. FOMO can be experienced when players feel like they're missing out on limited time content. It can be events, exclusive skins, emotes, or gliders. Fortnite has always had a dynamic and ever-changing environment that keeps the game fresh and exciting. The main objective of the game has remained constant since 2017. 100 players drop onto an island, search chests for weapons and items, build structures, and get pushed to a random location on the map due to a shrinking storm. You have to fight other players and be the last one standing. However, things start to change and shift on a near bi-weekly basis. New weapons or items are released, some weapons or items are vaulted, or some fan favorite weapons or items make their return. There will be new skins, biomes, enemies, and mechanics. On the other hand, the fleeting nature of limited time content has a much more deliberate, potentially harmful beyond keeping things fun and fresh. It is a marketing technique to keep you hooked on the game. The new season. Experiencing everything new, trying out new weapons, items, mechanics, and glitches before the end of the season. Because once those servers go down on the last day of the season, you will never experience that season ever again. The Battle Pass. Getting on the game every day to do snapshots, daily, weekly, or milestone quests. Leveling up to get battle stars, and using those battle stars to unlock everything before the end of the season, because time is ticking. In-game events. At the end of some seasons, you will see a timer counting down to a one-time event. If you miss the timer, or forget to log in before the servers get flooded with players, you won't be able to participate. The map. Every season, there will be a marginal change to Fortnite Island, but sometimes, the map may disappear, flip itself over, or explode. And the item shop. Daily updates are a core part of Fortnite's design. The beta set, tempting you to purchase every skin, emote, and glider, because you may never know. Those cosmetics you see in the item shop may never return. I personally have experienced FOMO before. Let me take you back to Chapter 2, Season 3. Personally, I found this season to be boring. It was during peak lockdown. My mental health was deteriorating. I could not see my friends. I turned 21, but everything was closed. Alone. This was the season where I felt disconnected from the game. I stopped playing, and because of that, I never got the Eternal Night skin. There are days where I feel like I missed out on a really cool skin, but I will be okay because I never see anyone run that skin. Back to the real world. Monopoly pricing, limited edition products, ticket scalping, and marketing techniques. A potential wave of anxiety, anxiousness, or fear overtook your body. Daily or weekly deals, holiday specials, low availability products, and exclusive groups. Artificial scarcity. This is a phenomenon where the product or service is deliberately limited despite sufficient production capacity. In the case of Fortnite, artificial scarcity is a strategy that is used to create a sense of rarity and exclusivity for a bundle or a skin. One of the ways is the color code system. I'm sure we're all familiar with the color system. It's the rarity colors. But if you don't know, it ranges from gray, green, blue, purple, and orange. They started to shy away from this change because they use an array of colors to signify DC, Marvel, gaming, icon, and so on. But overall, they use this color system to make it seem like a particular skin are only available in limited quantities, which creates a sense of urgency and exclusivity around certain skins, and that sense of scarcity drives up demand. Do you remember when Recon Expert returned to the item shop? So many players were excited to see the skin return to the item shop. This was due to the fact that the skin was considered exclusive and rare. However, the excitement was short-lived, as once the skin was made available for purchase, almost everyone bought it, which lowered the feeling of exclusivity and rarity. Once the skin left the item shop, players lost interest since it became less rare. There are two more examples I want to share of artificial scarcity, a regular and a retrospective example. A regular example is any FNCS skin, or in my case, Paradigm. I bought Paradigm because I thought it looked cool, but I also feel like they implemented a sense of urgency since it was stated that the exclusive items are only available for a limited time. I fell into that trap. I bought it, and it's the most worn skin out of all the ones I have. I do feel like I'm part of this exclusive club when I shouldn't be because it's just a skin that doesn't have a meaning outside of Fortnite. One of the retrospective ones is Travis Scott. If you don't know why he's not in the item shop, it's related to an incident that took place in late 2021. We could not have predicted a tragedy, and Epic Games probably wants to avoid any negative attention, so it is unlikely that skin will be returning soon. But players that have the skin feel like they're an exclusive club because of that, and as days goes on, the skin feels increasingly rare due to its last appearance. Another retrospective example is a skin that was correlated with a particular global crisis that happened at the beginning of 2020. As I stated earlier, no one could have predicted something like that to happen. The skin was blacklisted to be used in the locker bundle in 2022, except in 2023, it was released. It seemed that the blacklist was lifted after cases started to shrink and things were returning to normal. This goes to show you that any skin will make its return when you least expect it. A final reason I will bring up is the factor of nostalgia. I promise I'll keep this section short. The nostalgic value attached to these rare skins is interesting. Some players may have acquired these skins during the early days of Fortnite, and they hold sentimental value as a reminder of their journey in the game. It can be friends, a competitive match, or a memorable event in their lives. It can also evoke a sense of pride and accomplishment, as it represents the player's dedication and commitment to the game. There will be a day when our accounts will be considered OG and will have rare skins. This happens to almost every video game with a loot box or a battle pass function. Some people think ahead of time, create an account with the premise that in the future, you will be an OG and you'll be part of an exclusive group. But Fortnite's item shop will always bring back rare skins. They have done it before with Recon Expert, and they'll do it again with any other skin that they have missed. Fortnite will still rely on tactics such as fear of missing out or artificial scarcity to keep players engaged. While some people criticize these tactics as manipulative, others consider them as legitimate marketing strategies to generate excitement and keep the game feeling fresh and new. So, the question now remains, When will Renegade Raider make its return?